we're doing today is we're going to do a tie rod end on the Mercedes. What I did on the other side, when I bought the car, this side was okay, and so I haven't done anything as far as tie rods on this side of the car. The other side of the car, I put one tie rod. I replaced the whole link. I bought a Euro link. The end tie rod, the outer tie rod, was bad on that one as well, but I went ahead and just bought the whole link instead of just buying one. Not too happy with Euro quality. The tie rods themselves, I mean, they're for one, this bolt is stripped out, so I replaced it with my original bolt on the other side, of course. And then I guess I can show you. There's the one. I mean, this boot, you can see this tie rod, it looks super old, but it is, you know, the boot's all cracked and everything. This thing's about a year old and it already looks like that. So not too crazy about the quality. The links themselves are still good, but the boot, of course, is junk. But it's still tight. So I decided on this side, instead of replacing the whole link, I think I got a better deal on the link before, but this time when I looked, the link was 30 bucks. And so the best I could do on the tie rod, not the best, what I ended up doing on the tie rod, I didn't spend, I bought a Mevotech. No idea if it's any good. It looks decent. I mean, it's made in China, but I would say it's probably at least as good as the Euro. So we shall see, but we're just gonna replace just this outer, leave the inner alone. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna mark this first. I need to go get the front end aligned anyway, but we're gonna try to get it close to being where it was, because it was, the toe end was good before. It's probably not now. I've done a lot of front end parts on it, if you've been following along. So it's probably off, but like I said, I am gonna get alignment, but we're gonna try to get it close. And I'm gonna take and measure from here over to someplace on the shaft and get a good round number, like, you know, maybe go 4 inches, put a little mark on it with a paint marker. And then when we put the other one back on, we'll do the same thing. We'll measure from the bolt sticking up on the tie rod to that same mark, and we'll adjust it till we, you know, with it in here, we'll adjust it or slip it in here and adjust it till we get 4 inches. And that's how we're gonna kind of get it right. You really can't do counting the threads because some of them have more threads, so that doesn't really work. So, you know, you can measure the whole link if you wanted to, but we really don't care. I mean, we're not gonna be turning this side of it. We really don't care. I mean, we do care the full length diameter, but what we're concerned with is the distance from here to some point on this shaft, and just making sure that that is the same as it was, because like I said, this isn't gonna change. So we're just concerned about this distance right here, you know, how much, or this distance right here, basically. But we'll just find a good spot to mark an even number, you know, from here to a, you know, a spot that just makes it easy. You know, instead of having to measure 3 15/16, we'll just put a mark somewhere at 4 inches, and that's an easy measurement to go by. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start off, we will get this nut off, and well, before we get that nut off, we will just go ahead and just loosen this up. Then we'll get this nut off, and I'll probably just throw a pair of vice grips on here, and maybe another pair on the tie rod itself, and we'll have to thread it out. Then we'll thread the new one in and start the nut, just so we can get our measurement again, but we won't tighten it until we got the length just perfect. So I'll set y'all up. We might do this real time and go from there. Now we're using a new to me, I guess, garage sale camera. It's a Olympus Tough Stylus TG850. Bought it $2 at a local garage sale. And so we're using the finest in recording capabilities here that the garage sales can provide. And so we're gonna go ahead and get this started. Use my little 3/8 impact. That should have enough to do everything that we need to do here. Don't really have to have that all the way off. So just start that back on there. And let's see if it can bust this one off. I've used this thing enough that the ring is pretty much useless now. It does not hold sockets anymore. And start that back. We'll try out the air hammer. If that won't work, we'll just hit it with the regular hammer. Boom. Oh, told you I was going to do a measurement, and I did not. So let's do that. I guess we'll do that live on camera. Nice thing about this camera is it's got a flip up screen. I keep losing my socket. Got a flip up screen so I can keep looking at y'all and see what y'all are seeing. Alright. So let's grab our paint marker. Alright, so we said we do 4 inches. It doesn't really matter what length we do, but I'm just going from here. Is this precise? Not at all. But like I said, I need a full front end alignment, and so we're just going to get this thing ballparked, and we will take it and get a front end alignment done. Yeah, thing made a mess. Alright, we're gonna go 6 inches because this paint marker just bled all over the place. So we gotta mark at 6. We're gonna go with that. Alright, let's get this thing back off. I was turning it the wrong way. Opposite threads on this end of it. too sloppy, but it definitely has slop in it. And it is dry, dry, dry. Son of a gun. They sent me the wrong joint. So frustrating. Got the wrong threads on it. This is an inner joint. This is not the outer joint. This was supposed to be an outer joint. Either that or surely this isn't flipped around backwards. So now I've got, this one's got standard threads on it. Or they threaded it wrong. This one's reverse threads, standard threads. You can see the difference in them. Now that's not gonna work. So, what do? It looks more like the inner one too. I know I ordered an outer one. Oh, wrong parts. So throw this one back in the box. That one's gonna have to go back. And I guess I'm gonna go look at my parts car and see if I've got a good outer tie rod end. If not, we're kind of stuck till we can get one, which means I'll probably have to order one or see if I can get one locally, or put off this project till next week. Alright, we're at the parts car, and you know, the other side feels like junk. So I don't know on this side. It feels like it might be okay, but we're not gonna know until we kind of can get a better look at it. You know, you try to prepare and order parts ahead of time, you end up getting something that's wrong. And I'm guessing they just have those listed wrong when they said outer on that one. I guess what they really meant was inner. So let's see. These calipers and brake lines are junk, so I just find that it's hanging by the brake hose, but we will get this out of here. Well, you know what? It's gonna hang. That one feels good. The boot's not the best, but neither is the other side on my car. So let's that's not to make it easier to loosen, that's just trying to preserve the threads. Those are definitely, I can tell, reverse threads on that one. I use air tools most of the time at the shop, but electrics are nice to have. And we're going to do this one the old-fashioned way. Since we don't have air out here to use the air hammer. see where I can swing better. There it went. Nut just dropped in the grass. Found it. And pull that out. And we kind of, yeah, it feels good. Feels like a good joint. It's not froze up. It doesn't have any slop in it. I think we'll be good. If we can get it loose. That is. That's the trick I use to unthread these things. You know, just put a wrench over the shaft of it. Seems like as good of a place as any to grab onto it. The reason I didn't really check the parts car to begin with is really would prefer to buy suspension parts, steering parts, and all that new, unless I just knew that this thing had new parts on it, which I knew it did not. So this one, I can't tell what brand it is, but it is tight. Feels good. I guess we can use that hole to maybe squirt some grease in it and give it a little bit of a shot of surviving. Like I said, no idea what brand it is, but it does seem to be good, except for the hole in the boot, which not too big of a deal. I mean, well, it is a big deal down here, but at least we don't have salt down here. I might shove some grease in there and throw a little dab of silicone over that to try to seal it off. But it is what it is. Nobody local has tie rods for this thing in stock, so we're kind of, we either put this in or we put nothing in. So, or I guess we could put the old one back in, but this one's definitely better than the old one. Let's go back over to my car. Alright, I pumped a little grease in there. I just opened it up, and I've got a little little mini grease gun that's made for like those little needle points, I guess, for like on U-joints and stuff. It's got the little, it's got like a little needle tip, and you pump it and it puts a little, it's a small grease fitting on it, I guess is what I'm getting at. So it fit in that hole, and I could pump some grease in it. Not too much, because we are going to put, we don't want it squeezing out that, but enough to kind of grease this thing up and wipe that clean. And I'm going to wait to put any silicone on that until we get it installed, because I'll probably end up wiping it off if I don't, or if I do. So we're going to give that a spray, and this one should thread in there, and look at that, it does. Unlike the other one, that was the opposite thread. It definitely was a inner one that they sent. You can tell too, because this one's got a shoulder that goes up to it. That it's got a. This one, the thread starts sooner, is what I'm getting at, and that's how the other one was that they sent us. It looked exactly like a inner one, even though it's marked outer. Oh, I got confused on my... Why didn't y'all tell me I was going backwards? It's kind of, reverse threads are hard to get used to, you know? Alright, so parts car saved the day. Yeah, it's probably too late anyway to get this thing aligned today, so probably will not drive it this week. So, our steering linkage has stayed in the same place, and so our measurement when we put this in should be the same. So we're just gonna do it like that. That will get us close enough. And we should have 6 inches to that mark right there. We started at the edge of this bolt, and so we still need to go in about 1/4 of an inch. So once again, I go backwards, and I'm going to call it about right there. Make sure that's all the way up in there. We hooked it on the outside of the threads, and that is like, I'm gonna say 1 more turn. Let's see, I gotta think about this. There we go. Hold that up there. And that is like right on. Right on. It's either that way or turn the other way, but we're going to call that good. Go ahead and tighten this thing up. Come on. Falls off all the time, doesn't want to go on any of the time. Call that good. And I think I'm going to go straighten the wheel up before we do this, so that we can check the angle of the tie rods, make sure, you know, they're straight. But I think we need to straighten the wheel to get a good feel of it, because this could have turned a little bit, and we just want to make sure we don't have this tie rod, this inner one, in a bind. New gloves. I already had a blowout on one. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. We'll see. You have blowouts on them. On the other ones as well, I've been using, the ones I've been using, well, I went through a lot of different gloves trying to find good ones, and finally found some good ones, and it ran out. I've bought probably 4 or 5 boxes of them, you know, since I found those, you know, and they've been great gloves. And I ran out. Our angles on the U-joints look good, or tie rods look good, so we're gonna leave it right there. Anyway, ran out and went to order some more, and they weren't on Prime, and they were like $5 more. So I guess Amazon, whoever the seller was for Prime, they must have ran out of them. And so I ordered some different ones. I wanted them because it was going to be slow shipping, plus, you know, I was paying $5 more a box. And I was like, well, I'll try something different. So try these, and I guess we'll see, but first opinions, not good, since I already had a blowout. And I like to tighten that by hand. it's tight. A little over tight, but it's tight. So we're good. We got a good tie rod there, even though it's not new. It's a good one. We got no slop in it. If you've been following along, I don't know how the order of these videos will go, but just did control arm bushings and all kinds of stuff on this thing. So that's it. Tie rod is good. Like I said, I'm going to take it and get it aligned as soon as I get it all back together. You do not have to take the caliper off to do this job. I had the caliper off anyway, and so since I knew I needed to replace that, I left the caliper off till I did it. But you can definitely get in here and do this with the caliper still on it. No big deal. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below and hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thanks. Well, I'm actually in the middle of doing some more work on the car, but I went inside to edit this video and realized I did not show y'all how to make adjustments on the tie rod links. And so what you're going to do, you know, if you need to adjust for adjusting the toe in and toe out, you make that adjustment on your tie rod link right here, and there's a nut right here that you loosen, and then you loosen this bolt, and that allows you to turn this center shaft part, and you've got opposite threads on the link. So when you turn it, instead of it, well, wait, you have opposite threads. I don't know if I'm thinking through that correctly, but anyway, you turn this one way, and I don't remember which way is which. It's opposite on both sides. Turn it one way, it's going to make this link longer. Turn it the other way, it makes it shorter. And yeah, it's gonna have to have opposite links on it, or opposite threading on each end. But turn it one way, it makes it longer. The other way, it makes it shorter. Make that adjustment on both sides, you know, keeping your steering wheel centered, and that's how you make the adjustment. Then you get it, once you get it correct, lock this bolt down again, and then lock this nut down again, and you'll be good to go.